Hello, beautiful soul. I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. Just breathe in slowly and let it out gently. I know you're here because something inside you is calling for change, calling for more abundance in your life. And I want you to know that this calling, this desire for financial freedom and prosperity, is not selfish or wrong. It's actually your inner wisdom speaking to you, telling you that you deserve so much more than struggle and worry about money. Right now, as you're listening to my voice, I want you to feel how much love I have for you. You might be sitting there wondering if this week really can be different. You might be thinking about your bank account, or that bill that's due, or how you're going to make ends meet. These thoughts are so normal, so human, and there's nothing wrong with you for having them. But today, we're going to start something beautiful together. We're going to begin shifting your relationship with money and abundance from the inside out. You see, wealth isn't just about the numbers in your bank account. True wealth is a feeling, an energy, a way of being in the world. It's about knowing, deep in your bones, that you are worthy of prosperity. It's about trusting that the universe wants to support you and give you everything you need to live a joyful, abundant life. This week, we're going to start awakening that wealthy consciousness that's been sleeping inside you, waiting for you to claim it. I know that money might feel scary or confusing right now. Maybe you've been taught that good people don't focus on money, or that wanting wealth makes you greedy. Perhaps you've been struggling for so long that you can't even picture what financial ease would feel like. All of these feelings are valid, and I honor every single one of them. But I also want you to know that it's safe to want more. It's safe to desire abundance. It's safe to dream of a life where money flows to you easily and naturally. The truth is, you came into this world deserving love, joy, peace, and yes, financial abundance too. Somewhere along the way, many of us learn to believe that we have to struggle for money, that we have to work ourselves into exhaustion just to survive. But this isn't the truth of who you are. The truth is that abundance is your natural state. You are a divine being having a human experience, and divine beings are meant to thrive, not just survive. This week is going to be different for you. Not because I'm going to wave a magic wand, but because you're going to start doing the inner work that changes everything. You're going to start speaking to yourself with love instead of criticism. You're going to start believing that good things can happen to you. You're going to start opening your heart and mind to receive the abundance that's been trying to reach you all along. As we begin this journey together, I want you to set an intention right now. Place your hand on your heart and say with me, I am open to receiving abundance in my life. I am worthy of financial prosperity. This week, I choose to see money as a friend, not an enemy. Feel these words in your heart, not just in your head. Let them settle into your body like warm honey, sweet and healing. Your financial journey up until now has been exactly what you needed to bring you to this moment. Every struggle, every worry, every sleepless night about money has been preparing you to appreciate and receive the abundance that's coming. You haven't been doing anything wrong. You've simply been operating from old programs, old beliefs that were passed down to you by people who were doing the best they could with what they knew at the time. Now, we're going to start creating new programs, new beliefs that serve your highest good. We're going to start treating money as energy, as a tool for good in the world, as something that allows you to care for yourself and others with greater ease. Money is not the root of all evil, as you may have been taught. Money is simply energy, and like all energy, it responds to love, gratitude, and positive intention. This week, you're going to start noticing abundance everywhere around you. You're going to see it in the air you breathe freely, in the water that flows from your tap, in the food that nourishes your body, in the clothes that keep you warm. Abundance isn't just about having millions of dollars. Abundance is about recognizing and appreciating all the ways that life is already supporting you, and then opening yourself to receive even more support in the form of money and material prosperity. As we move through this week together, I want you to be gentle with yourself. Change takes time, and healing takes patience. Some days you might feel excited and hopeful about your financial future, and other days you might feel scared or doubtful. All of these feelings are part of the process. The key is to keep coming back to love. Keep coming back to the truth of your worthiness. Keep coming back to the knowing that the universe wants to bless you abundantly. Your relationship with money is really your relationship with yourself. When you believe you're worthy of love, you naturally become open to receiving financial love. When you treat yourself with kindness and respect, money begins to treat you with kindness and respect too. This week, we're going to heal this relationship from the ground up, starting with the very foundation of how you see yourself and your place in this abundant universe. So many of us have been taught to approach money from fear, scarcity, and desperation. We've learned to grip tightly, to worry constantly, to believe that there's never enough. But this week, you're going to start learning a new way. You're going to start approaching money from love, abundance, and trust. You're going to start relaxing into the flow of prosperity, knowing that what's meant for you will find you, and what you give out in love and service will return to you multiplied. The wealthy life you desire isn't just a fantasy. It's a possibility that lives within you right now, waiting for you to water it with new thoughts, new feelings, and new actions. This week, we're going to plant seeds of abundance consciousness that will grow into a beautiful garden of prosperity in your life. And the most wonderful part is that as you heal your relationship with money, you heal so many other areas of your life too. You start feeling more confident, more peaceful, more joyful, more free. Take another deep breath with me now and feel the love I'm sending you across time and space. You are exactly where you need to be, and everything is working out for your highest good. This week marks the beginning of a new chapter in your financial story, a chapter where you are the hero who overcomes the old limitations and steps into a life of abundance and prosperity. You're ready for this. You deserve this. And most importantly, you are loved beyond measure. Now, let's start uncovering the deeper layers of your relationship with money so we can heal what needs healing and strengthen what's already working in your favor. The foundation we're building this week will support you for the rest of your abundant life. Money has a story in your life, just like relationships and health and career do. This story began long before you ever earned your first dollar or spent your first penny. It began in the very early years of your life, when you were a small child listening to the adults around you talk about money, watching how they behaved with money, absorbing their beliefs about wealth and poverty like a little sponge soaking up water. Think back to those early years, not with judgment, but with compassion for that little child who was just trying to understand the world. What did the grown-ups in your life say about money? Did they speak of it with love and gratitude, or with fear and frustration? Did they believe that money was hard to come by, or did they trust that abundance was their birthright? Did they teach you that rich people were good people who worked hard and helped others, or did they suggest that wealthy people were somehow bad or greedy? These early messages became the foundation of your money story, the unconscious beliefs that have been running your financial life ever since. If you heard things like money doesn't grow on trees, or we can't afford that, or rich people are selfish, these ideas planted themselves deep in your young mind and have been influencing your relationship with abundance ever since. Maybe you grew up in a household where there was always enough, where money flowed easily and peacefully. Or perhaps you grew up where money was a source of constant stress, where the adults argued about bills and budgets, where you learned to associate money with tension and conflict. Some of you might have grown up somewhere in between, where money was neither celebrated nor feared, but simply seen as a necessary part of life that required hard work and careful management. Whatever your early money story was, it's important to understand that it's not wrong or right, it just is. The people who raised you did the best they could with the beliefs they inherited from their own parents and grandparents. Money stories get passed down through families like heirlooms, carried from generation to generation without anyone ever stopping to ask whether these beliefs still serve them. Your parents or caregivers might have grown up during difficult economic times, during wars or depressions or periods of great uncertainty. They might have developed protective beliefs about money that helped them survive those challenging times. But what helped them survive might not be what helps you thrive in your life today. This is why it's so important to lovingly examine these inherited beliefs and consciously choose which ones you want to keep and which ones you're ready to release. Some of you might be thinking about how your family handled money and realizing that you've been unconsciously repeating the same patterns. If your parents struggled with money, you might find yourself struggling too, even when your circumstances are different from theirs. Or if your family had money but felt guilty about it, you might find yourself sabotaging your own financial success because deep down you don't believe you deserve to have more than your parents did. Others of you might have deliberately chosen the opposite path from your family's money story. If your parents were always worried about money, you might have decided to never think about money at all, which can create its own kind of financial challenges. If your family was very focused on wealth accumulation, you might have rejected money altogether, believing that caring about finances makes you shallow or materialistic. The beautiful thing about money stories is that they're just stories. They're not facts about who you are or what you're capable of. They're simply beliefs that were formed in the past, and beliefs can be changed. Just like you can rewrite a story on paper, you can rewrite your money story in your life. You can keep the parts that serve you and lovingly release the parts that don't. One of the most common money stories I see is the belief that you have to work extremely hard to earn money, that financial ease is somehow cheating or lazy. This story often comes from families where hard physical labor was the only way to make a living, where rest was seen as indulgence, where struggling was considered noble and virtuous. While there's certainly honor in honest work, the belief that you have to suffer for money can keep you stuck in cycles of overwork and financial stress. Another common story is that there's never enough money to go around, that if you have abundance, you're somehow taking it away from someone else. This scarcity story keeps so many beautiful souls small and struggling, afraid to claim their prosperity because they believe it would be selfish or unfair. But abundance isn't a pie with limited slices. Abundance is like love. The more you have and share, the more there is for everyone. Some people carry the story that money is dirty or corrupting, that good spiritual people shouldn't care about material things. This story creates an internal conflict between your desire for security and comfort and your desire to be a good person. But money is simply energy, and like all energy, it takes on the intention and consciousness of the person who holds it. Money in the hands of a loving, conscious person becomes a tool for healing and helping and creating beauty in the world. Then there are those who carry the story that they're just not good with money, that financial success is for other people but not for them. This story often comes from early experiences of making mistakes with money or being criticized for financial decisions. But financial intelligence isn't something you're born with or without. It's something you can learn and develop just like any other skill. As you listen to these different money stories, you might feel recognition or emotional reactions stirring inside you. This is your inner wisdom helping you identify which beliefs have been shaping your financial reality. There's no need to judge these beliefs or feel bad about having them. They served a purpose in your life, helping you navigate the world as you understood it at the time. But now, you're ready for a new story. You're ready to consciously choose beliefs about money that support your highest good and your deepest dreams. You're ready to release the old programs that kept you small and step into a new financial identity that reflects your true worth and potential. This process of rewriting your money story isn't something that happens overnight. It takes patience and gentleness with yourself as old patterns surface and new ones take root. There will be days when the old beliefs feel stronger than the new ones, when fear seems more real than faith. This is all part of the journey, and it's all perfectly normal. The key is to start becoming conscious of your money story instead of letting it run automatically in the background of your life. When you notice old thoughts or fears about money arising, you can pause and ask yourself, is this thought serving my highest good? Is this belief helping me create the abundant life I desire? If the answer is no, you can gently redirect your mind toward thoughts and beliefs that do serve your prosperity. Your money story is being rewritten starting right now, in this very moment, with every conscious choice you make to think differently about abundance, with every time you speak kindly to yourself about your financial situation, with every moment you choose trust over fear, you're authoring a new chapter in your relationship with prosperity. The old story served its purpose, but its time is complete. The new story you're creating is one of worthiness, abundance, ease, and joy. It's a story where money is your friend and ally, where financial blessings flow to you naturally and easily, where you use your prosperity to create more love and beauty in the world. This is the story that's emerging for you this week, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Now that you're beginning to see how your money story was formed and how it's been influencing your financial reality, it's time to address one of the most painful aspects of many people's relationship with money: the shame and guilt that surrounds our financial lives. These heavy emotions are like clouds that block the sunshine of abundance from reaching you, and this week, we're going to start clearing those clouds away. Financial shame is something that lives in the shadows of so many beautiful souls, whispering cruel things about your worth based on your bank balance. It tells you that you should be further along by now, that you should have figured money out already, that your financial struggles are proof that something is fundamentally wrong with you. But these whispers are lies, sweet one. They're not the voice of truth or wisdom. They're the voice of old programming that was never yours to begin with. Shame around money can show up in so many different ways. It might be the embarrassment you feel when you can't afford something your friends can easily buy. It might be the anxiety that grips you when someone asks about your financial goals or retirement plans. It might be the way you hide your money problems from the people closest to you, pretending everything is fine when inside you're struggling and scared. For some, financial shame sounds like an inner critic that constantly compares your financial situation to others. This voice might say things like, everyone else has their money figured out except you, or you're too old to still be struggling like this, or if you were smarter or more disciplined, you'd be wealthy by now. These thoughts feel so real and so true when they're happening, but they're actually just echoes of old beliefs about worthiness and success that were programmed into you long ago. The guilt around money can be just as heavy as the shame. This guilt might come from spending money on yourself when you feel like you should be saving every penny. It might come from wanting nice things when there's suffering in the world. It might come from past financial mistakes that you keep punishing yourself for, even years later. Guilt keeps you stuck in a cycle of self-punishment that blocks the flow of abundance in your life. Some people feel guilty about having money when others don't, as if their prosperity somehow causes other people's poverty. Others feel guilty about wanting money, as if desire for financial security makes them greedy or shallow. Still others feel guilty about their past relationship with money, carrying regret about debt they accumulated, investments they lost, or financial decisions they made when they were younger and less wise. All of this shame and guilt creates what I like to call a poverty consciousness, a way of thinking and feeling that actually repels abundance rather than attracting it. When you're constantly telling yourself that you're bad with money, or that you don't deserve financial success, or that money is somehow wrong or dirty, you create an energetic barrier that keeps prosperity at arm's length. The beautiful truth is that you don't have to carry this shame and guilt anymore. You never deserved to carry it in the first place. Your worth as a human being has absolutely nothing to do with the numbers in your bank account or your credit score or how much you've saved for retirement. You are infinitely valuable simply because you exist, simply because you are a unique expression of divine love in this world. Think about it this way. When a baby is born, do we look at that precious child and wonder if they're worthy of love based on their financial portfolio? Of course not. We love that baby completely and unconditionally, knowing that their worth is inherent and unshakable. Well, you are still that same precious soul, regardless of what your money story has been up until now. The shame and guilt you've been carrying about money are like heavy bags you've been dragging around, weighing you down and making every step more difficult. But these bags aren't permanently attached to you. You can set them down anytime you choose. You can choose to forgive yourself for past financial mistakes. You can choose to release the belief that your struggles mean something is wrong with you. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools for transforming your relationship with money. This doesn't mean pretending that past mistakes didn't happen or avoiding responsibility for your choices. It means choosing to free yourself from the prison of self-punishment so you can move forward with wisdom and love. When you forgive yourself for past financial decisions, you free up enormous amounts of energy that were previously locked up in regret and self-criticism. This energy can then be redirected toward creating the abundant future you truly desire. Forgiveness is like removing the brakes from your car. Suddenly, you're able to move forward with much greater ease and speed. Part of releasing financial shame involves recognizing that everyone, absolutely everyone, has made mistakes with money at some point in their lives. The wealthy person you admire has probably lost money on investments that didn't work out. The financially successful friend you envy has probably made impulsive purchases they later regretted. Making mistakes with money doesn't make you uniquely flawed. It makes you human. You might be thinking about specific financial mistakes you've made, the credit card debt you accumulated, the business that failed, the investment that went wrong, the times you lent money to people who never paid you back. These experiences were painful, yes, but they were also teachers. They taught you valuable lessons about money, about people, about yourself. They helped you develop wisdom and discernment that you didn't have before. Instead of seeing these experiences as evidence of your unworthiness, you can choose to see them as part of your education in abundance. Every wealthy person has a story of financial setbacks and mistakes that ultimately led to greater wisdom and success. Your mistakes don't disqualify you from prosperity. They qualify you for it, because now you have the experience and wisdom to handle money even better. The guilt about wanting money or having money while others struggle is perhaps one of the most complex forms of financial guilt. This guilt often comes from a beautiful, compassionate heart that cares deeply about the suffering in the world. But here's what's important to understand. Your poverty doesn't help anyone else's poverty. Your financial struggle doesn't reduce anyone else's financial struggle. When you thrive financially, you actually become more capable of helping others thrive too. When you have abundance, you can be more generous with your time, your energy, your resources. You can support causes you care about, help family members in need, contribute to solutions for the problems that break your heart. Prosperity gives you options for making a positive difference in the world that poverty simply doesn't provide. The universe is abundant enough to provide for everyone, including you. There isn't a limited supply of money that means if you have abundance, someone else must have lack. Abundance multiplies when it's appreciated and shared. When you step into your prosperity with a grateful, generous heart, you actually help create more abundance for everyone. This week, you're going to start releasing the shame and guilt that have been blocking your financial flow. You're going to start speaking to yourself about money with the same kindness and compassion you would offer a dear friend. You're going to start forgiving yourself for past mistakes and celebrating yourself for the courage it takes to heal and grow. As you release these heavy emotions, you'll start to feel lighter, freer, more open to receiving the abundance that's been waiting for you. You'll start to see that you are not your bank balance, you are not your credit score. You are not your financial mistakes. You are a beloved child of the universe, deserving of all the prosperity and abundance life has to offer. The shame and guilt that have been weighing you down are not the truth of who you are. They're just old clouds that have been blocking your financial sunshine. As these clouds clear away this week, prepare to feel the warmth and light of abundance shining on your life in ways you never thought possible. The time has come to open your heart and mind to a beautiful truth that may have been hidden from you for far too long. Abundance is not something you have to earn, achieve, or prove yourself worthy of. Abundance is your natural state of being. It's who you are at your core, beneath all the learned beliefs about scarcity and struggle. Just as a tree naturally reaches toward the sun and a flower naturally blooms in spring, you are naturally designed to flourish and prosper in every area of your life, including financially. When you look at nature, you see abundance everywhere. The ocean doesn't worry about running out of water. The trees don't stress about having enough leaves. The stars don't compete with each other for space in the sky. Everything in the natural world operates from an understanding of infinite supply, infinite possibility, infinite abundance. And you, beautiful soul, are part of this natural world. You are part of this abundant universe. Somewhere along the way, many of us were taught to believe that scarcity is normal, that struggle is virtuous, that having just enough is the best we can hope for. But these beliefs go against the very fabric of the universe you live in. Look around you right now and notice abundance. Notice how many breaths are available to you, infinite breaths for your entire lifetime. Notice how many thoughts your mind can think, unlimited thoughts, unlimited creativity, unlimited imagination. The air you breathe doesn't charge you rent. The sun doesn't send you a bill for its warmth and light. The earth doesn't limit how many times your heart can beat. Nature operates from pure abundance, pure generosity, pure overflow. This is the same energy that created you, that flows through you, that wants to express itself as prosperity in your life. When you truly understand that you are part of an abundant universe, money stops being something you have to chase, grab, or hoard. Instead, money becomes something that flows to you naturally, like water flowing downhill, like birds migrating south, like flowers turning toward the sun. You start to align yourself with the abundant flow that's always been there, waiting for you to step into it. This shift from scarcity thinking to abundance consciousness is perhaps the most important transformation you can make in your relationship with money. Scarcity thinking says there's never enough, that you have to fight for resources, that someone else's gain is your loss. Abundance consciousness knows that there's more than enough for everyone, that the universe is constantly creating and expanding, that your prosperity adds to the prosperity of the whole world. When you operate from abundance consciousness, you make different decisions. Instead of choosing from fear, you choose from love. Instead of hoarding what you have, you circulate it with joy. Instead of competing with others, you celebrate their success, knowing that their prosperity is evidence of what's possible for you too. Instead of believing that good things are limited, you trust that the universe has infinite gifts to give. This abundance consciousness isn't just a nice idea or a positive thinking exercise. It's actually a more accurate understanding of how the universe really works. Scientists tell us that the universe is constantly expanding, constantly creating new galaxies, new stars, new possibilities. Economists tell us that wealth isn't fixed. It grows and multiplies when people use their creativity and energy to serve others. Your own life experience tells you that love multiplies when you share it, that joy increases when you celebrate it, that knowledge grows when you use it. One of the most powerful ways to open to your natural abundance is through gratitude. Gratitude is like a magnet for more blessings. When you appreciate what you already have, you send a signal to the universe that you're ready to receive even more. When you focus on abundance that's already present in your life, you train your mind to notice abundance instead of lack. This doesn't mean pretending that you don't have financial challenges or putting on a fake smile when money is tight. It means learning to see the abundance that exists alongside your challenges. You can be grateful for the roof over your head while also working toward a better living situation. You can appreciate the food in your refrigerator while also calling in greater financial flow. You can celebrate the money you do have while also opening to receive much more. Gratitude for your current financial situation, whatever it looks like, is like telling the universe, "Yes, I receive abundance with joy. Send me more, please." Complaint and resentment about your current situation is like telling the universe, "I don't really want what you're offering. Please take it away." The universe responds to your dominant energy, your dominant feeling, your dominant focus. When you start each day by appreciating something about your financial life, you set yourself up to notice and receive more abundance throughout the day. Maybe you're grateful for the job that pays your bills, even if it's not your dream job yet. Maybe you're grateful for the ability to buy groceries, even if you can't afford everything you want. Maybe you're grateful for the money in your wallet, even if it's not as much as you'd like. This practice of financial gratitude isn't about settling for less than you deserve. It's about creating an energetic foundation that allows you to receive more. When you appreciate money, money appreciates you back. When you celebrate abundance, abundance celebrates you back. When you love your current financial situation with all your heart, love brings you an even better financial situation. Your natural state is one of flow, ease, and sufficiency in all things. Just as your body naturally knows how to heal a cut, how to digest food, how to breathe without your conscious direction, your life naturally knows how to attract and create the resources you need. You don't have to force or struggle or push. You simply have to remove the blocks and resistance that prevent this natural flow from reaching you. This week, you're going to start feeling into this natural abundance that's your birthright. You're going to start trusting that the universe wants to support you, wants to bless you, wants to provide for you abundantly. You're going to start relaxing into the knowing that prosperity isn't something you have to earn through suffering, but something you can allow through joy. As you open to your natural state of abundance this week, you might notice synchronicities and opportunities showing up in unexpected ways. You might receive money you weren't expecting, or find resources you didn't know were available, or discover new ways to increase your income. This isn't luck or coincidence. This is the universe responding to your new openness, your new willingness to receive. Trust this process, even when your logical mind tries to convince you that abundance is unrealistic or impossible for someone in your situation. Your logical mind has been trained in scarcity, but your heart knows abundance. Your heart remembers that you are a child of an abundant universe, deserving of all the prosperity and joy life has to offer. The abundant life you're calling in isn't just about having more money, though money will certainly be part of it. It's about living from a place of overflow in all areas: overflow of love, overflow of creativity, overflow of opportunities, overflow of blessings. When you align with your natural abundant state, every part of your life becomes richer, fuller, more beautiful. You are ready to claim this abundance now. You are ready to step into your prosperity now. You are ready to live from overflow instead of lack, from trust instead of fear, from love instead of worry. Your natural state of abundance is calling you home, and this week you're going to answer that call with joy and gratitude. Now let's talk about the specific words and phrases that will help you reprogram your subconscious mind for wealth and abundance. Affirmations are like seeds that you plant in the garden of your consciousness. When you speak them with feeling and repeat them with consistency, they grow into new beliefs, new expectations, and ultimately, new realities in your financial life. The power of affirmations lies not just in the words themselves, but in the energy and emotion you put behind those words. When you speak an affirmation with genuine feeling, with real conviction, with heartfelt belief, you send ripples of that energy out into the universe. You also send those same ripples deep into your subconscious mind, where your deepest beliefs about money are stored. Your subconscious mind doesn't argue with you or judge your affirmations. It simply accepts what you tell it with strong emotion and repetition as truth, and then works to make that truth a reality in your life. This is why affirmations are so powerful, and this is why the way you speak them matters so much. You want to speak them as if they're already true, with the joy and gratitude you would feel if your abundant life was already here. Let's start with some foundational abundance affirmations that will help shift your entire relationship with money. The first one is simple but profound. I am worthy of abundance. Feel these words in your heart as you say them. You are worthy of abundance not because of what you've accomplished or achieved, but simply because you exist. Your worthiness is built into the fabric of who you are. Another powerful affirmation is, money flows to me easily and naturally. When you say this, feel yourself relaxing into an easy, natural relationship with money. See money coming to you without struggle, without stress, without having to force or fight for it. Feel the ease and grace of abundance flowing into your life like a gentle stream. I am a magnet for prosperity is another beautiful affirmation that helps you feel your power to attract wealth. When you say this, feel yourself literally drawing abundance toward you from all directions. Feel your energy field expanding and becoming magnetic to all forms of prosperity: money, opportunities, resources, support. The universe supports my financial success, reminds you that you're not alone in creating abundance. You have the entire force of creation backing you up, supporting your dreams, orchestrating opportunities and synchronicities to help you prosper. Feel this cosmic support surrounding you and lifting you up. I deserve to be financially free addresses any lingering beliefs about whether you have the right to live without money stress. You absolutely deserve financial freedom. You deserve to sleep peacefully at night without worrying about bills. You deserve to make choices based on what brings you joy rather than what you can afford. When you work with these affirmations, timing and consistency matter. The most powerful times to speak your abundance affirmations are first thing in the morning when your mind is fresh and open, and last thing at night when your subconscious is most receptive. In the morning, your affirmations set the energetic tone for your entire day. At night, they program your subconscious mind to work on manifesting abundance while you sleep. But you don't have to limit yourself to just morning and evening. You can speak abundance affirmations while you're walking, driving, doing household chores, or any time you notice your mind drifting toward worry or scarcity thinking. Use these positive statements to redirect your mental energy toward what you want to create rather than what you want to avoid. The key to effective affirmation practice is repetition with feeling. It's not enough to just say the words mechanically like reading from a script. You want to feel the truth of these statements in your body, in your heart, in your entire being. When you say, "I am worthy of abundance," really feel that worthiness. When you say, "Money flows to me easily," really feel that ease and flow. Some people find it helpful to speak their affirmations while looking in the mirror, making eye contact with themselves as they declare these truths. This can feel vulnerable at first, but it's incredibly powerful. You're literally programming yourself for prosperity by speaking directly to your own soul. Others prefer to write their affirmations in a special journal, feeling each word as they write it, allowing the act of writing to deepen the impression these positive statements make on their consciousness. Writing affirmations combines the power of spoken word with the power of written intention, creating a double impact on your subconscious mind. You can also create your own personal abundance affirmations that speak specifically to your unique situation and dreams. If you're calling in a specific amount of money, you might say, "I joyfully receive dollars amount or more for my highest good." If you're wanting to increase your income, you might say, "My income increases every month in wonderful ways." If you're healing debt, you might say, "I am free from debt and enjoy financial peace." The most effective personal affirmations are stated in present tense, as if your desired reality is already true. Instead of saying, "I will be wealthy someday," say, "I am wealthy now." Instead of saying, "I hope to attract abundance," say, "I attract abundance naturally." Your subconscious mind responds much more powerfully to statements of current reality than to future possibilities. Make sure your affirmations feel believable to you, at least on some level. If saying, "I am a millionaire," feels completely false and triggers resistance in your mind, start with something that feels more reachable, like, "I am open to receiving more money than I've ever had before," or "My income is increasing in wonderful ways." As you practice these affirmations this week, pay attention to any resistance that comes up. If saying, "I deserve abundance," triggers thoughts like, "No, I don't," or "That's not true," you've just discovered an important belief to heal. Don't fight the resistance. Just notice it with compassion and keep speaking your affirmations with love. Sometimes people worry that affirmations are just wishful thinking or self-deception. But affirmations aren't about denying reality. They're about creating a new reality. They're about training your mind to focus on what you want to experience rather than what you've experienced in the past. They're about aligning your thoughts and words with your dreams instead of your fears. When you speak abundance affirmations regularly and consistently, you'll start to notice subtle shifts in how you feel about money, how you think about prosperity, how you show up in financial situations. You might find yourself feeling more confident about money conversations, more open to receiving compliments and gifts, more willing to invest in yourself and your dreams. These shifts in your inner world will gradually create shifts in your outer world. Opportunities that match your new prosperity consciousness will start appearing. People who can help you financially will start showing up. Ideas for increasing your income will start flowing. This is how affirmations work. They change you from the inside out. And as you change, your financial reality changes too. Your words have creative power, beautiful soul. The universe is always listening to what you're saying about money, about abundance, about your worthiness to receive. This week, let every word you speak about your financial life be a word of appreciation, expectation, and joy. Let your affirmations be love letters to the abundant future that's already on its way to you. Even as you're opening to abundance and speaking prosperity affirmations, there may be deeper beliefs hiding in your subconscious mind that are blocking your financial flow. These beliefs, often called money blocks, are like invisible walls that keep abundance at a distance. They're usually formed early in life and operate automatically, influencing your financial decisions and opportunities without you even realizing it. One of the most common money blocks is the belief that rich people are greedy, selfish, or bad in some way. This belief often comes from family messages about wealthy people, from media portrayals of the rich as villains, or from religious teachings that suggest poverty is more virtuous than prosperity. When you carry this belief, your subconscious mind will work to keep you poor in order to keep you good. But this belief simply isn't true. Money doesn't make people greedy. Greedy people use money in greedy ways, and generous people use money in generous ways. Some of the most compassionate, generous, loving people in the world are also very wealthy, and they use their wealth to create enormous positive change. Money is neutral. It amplifies whatever energy the person holding it already carries. When you release the belief that wealth equals greed, you free yourself to pursue prosperity with a clear conscience. You can work toward financial abundance, knowing that you'll use your money to help others, to support causes you care about, to create more love and beauty in the world. Your wealth becomes a force for good because you are a force for good. Another common money block is the fear of having too much when others have too little. This block often shows up in people with very loving, compassionate hearts who feel guilty about their own desires for abundance when they see suffering in the world. But as we talked about earlier, your poverty doesn't help anyone else's poverty. Your financial struggle doesn't reduce anyone else's pain. When you prosper, you become more capable of helping others prosper too. When you have abundance, you can be more generous with your time, energy, and resources. When you're financially secure, you're not consumed with worry about your own survival, so you have more emotional and mental energy available to care for others. The world needs more conscious, loving, generous people to have money. The world needs people like you to be wealthy so you can use your abundance to create positive change. Your financial success doesn't take away from others. It contributes to the overall abundance and prosperity of the planet. Imposter syndrome around wealth is another block that keeps many people stuck in financial limitation. This shows up as the belief that someone like me doesn't get to be wealthy, that financial success is for other people but not for you. You might believe that you don't have the right background, education, connections, or talents to create significant wealth. But wealth isn't reserved for a special class of people. Throughout history, people from every background imaginable have created financial abundance. People who started with nothing have become millionaires. People who dropped out of school have built successful businesses. People who faced enormous challenges have overcome them to create prosperity. What wealthy people have that others don't isn't some special gene or advantage. It's a prosperity consciousness, a belief in their own worthiness and capability, a willingness to take action despite fear and uncertainty. These are qualities you can develop too. These are muscles you can strengthen. You don't have to be born wealthy to become wealthy. Sometimes the money block sounds like, "I'm just not good with money," or "I don't have a head for finances." This belief keeps you from even trying to improve your financial situation because you've decided in advance that you're incapable of success. But financial intelligence isn't fixed, it's learnable. Every skill you have now was once something you didn't know how to do. You learned to walk, to talk, to read, to drive, to use a computer. You can learn to manage money wisely, to invest successfully, to create multiple streams of income. You can learn to think like a wealthy person, to make decisions like a prosperous person, to take actions that lead to financial abundance. Another block that affects many people is the belief that money will change them in negative ways. That if they become wealthy, they'll lose their values, their relationships, their spiritual connection. This fear of transformation keeps them stuck in financial limitation as a way of protecting who they think they are. But money doesn't change your core character. It reveals it. If you're kind and loving now, you'll be kind and loving with money. If you care about helping others now, you'll care about helping others when you're wealthy. Money gives you more options for expressing who you already are, not a completely different personality. The most persistent money block for many people is the deep, often unconscious belief that they simply don't deserve financial abundance. This belief might come from childhood experiences of being told they were too much trouble, too expensive, not worth investing in. It might come from religious or cultural teachings about unworthiness and sin. It might come from personal experiences of failure or rejection. This belief in unworthiness is perhaps the most important one to heal because it affects every aspect of your relationship with money. When you don't believe you deserve abundance, you unconsciously sabotage opportunities. You undervalue your work. You settle for less than your worth. You give away your power in financial negotiations. But your worthiness isn't based on your past, your mistakes, your limitations, or anything you've done or failed to do. Your worthiness is inherent, unchangeable, eternal. You deserve abundance because you are a beloved child of the universe, because you are a unique expression of divine love, because you have gifts to share that only you can share. To dissolve these money blocks, you first have to become aware of them. Notice what thoughts arise when you think about becoming wealthy. Notice what fears surface when you consider increasing your income. Notice what judgments you have about rich people or money in general. These thoughts and feelings are clues to the blocks that might be limiting your financial flow. Once you've identified a money block, you can begin to gently question it. Is this belief really true? Does this thought serve your highest good? Where did this idea come from originally? Is this something you want to continue believing, or are you ready to choose a new belief that supports your prosperity? For every limiting belief about money, there's an empowering truth that can replace it. Instead of rich people are greedy, you can choose wealthy people use their abundance to create positive change. Instead of I don't deserve financial success, you can choose I deserve all the abundance life has to offer. Instead of money will corrupt me, you can choose money amplifies my ability to do good in the world. This process of dissolving money blocks takes patience and persistence. These beliefs have been with you for a long time, and they won't disappear overnight. But every time you choose the empowering thought over a limiting one, every time you challenge an old belief with a new truth, you're weakening the grip these blocks have on your financial life. As you release these old limitations this week, you'll start to feel lighter, freer, more optimistic about your financial future. You'll start to see opportunities that were hidden before, to feel worthy of blessings you previously pushed away, to take actions that align with prosperity instead of scarcity. The money blocks that have been limiting you are not permanent features of your personality. They're just old programs that are ready to be updated as you install new software in the computer of your consciousness. software that supports wealth, abundance, and prosperity, your financial life will begin to reflect these upgraded beliefs. You are absolutely worthy of financial abundance, and you absolutely have what it takes to create it. Any belief that tells you otherwise is simply an old story that's ready to be rewritten. This week, you're becoming the author of a brand new financial story, one where money blocks dissolve and abundance flows freely into your life. Now that you've begun to clear the old blocks and open to your natural abundance, it's time to establish daily practices that will keep you aligned with prosperity consciousness throughout this transformational week. These practices aren't complicated or time-consuming, but they are powerful. They're like daily vitamins for your abundance mindset, nourishing your prosperity consciousness and strengthening your connection to the infinite flow of wealth that surrounds you. Your morning practice sets the energetic tone for your entire day, so let's start there. When you first wake up, before you check your phone or think about your to-do list, take a few moments to connect with abundance energy. While you're still lying in bed, place your hands on your heart and take 3 deep breaths. With each breath, feel yourself drawing in prosperity, peace, and possibility. As you breathe, say to yourself, "This is going to be a prosperous day. Money and opportunities are flowing to me from expected and unexpected sources. I am open to receive all the abundance this day has to offer." Feel these words settling into your body like warm honey, sweet and nourishing. Let them become the foundation energy you carry with you throughout the day. When you get up, spend just 5 minutes in what I call abundance meditation. Sit quietly and focus on your breathing. With each inhale, breathe in prosperity and abundance. With each exhale, release any worry or fear about money. Don't try to force anything or make anything happen. Just breathe and allow yourself to feel the peace and plenty that's your natural state. During this meditation, you might visualize golden light flowing into your heart and radiating out through your entire body. This golden light represents the abundance of the universe flowing through you, filling every cell with prosperity consciousness. Or, you might simply focus on the feeling of being completely supported and provided for by a loving universe. After your meditation, while you're getting ready for the day, speak your abundance affirmations with joy and conviction. Choose 3 to 5 affirmations that feel most powerful to you and repeat them while you shower, brush your teeth, or prepare your breakfast. Let these positive statements soak into your consciousness along with the steam from your shower and the nourishment from your food. Throughout your day, practice what I call abundance awareness. This means consciously noticing and appreciating the abundance that's already present in your life. When you turn on a light switch, appreciate the electricity that flows so reliably. When you turn on a faucet, appreciate the clean water that appears instantly. When you open your refrigerator, appreciate the food that's available to nourish your body. This practice of noticing abundance trains your mind to focus on plenty instead of scarcity. The more you notice abundance, the more abundance you'll find to notice. Your brain will literally start looking for evidence of prosperity and sufficiency in your environment, and where attention goes, energy flows. Make it a point to appreciate money whenever you handle it. When you pay for your coffee, mentally thank the money for the service it's providing. When you receive change, appreciate each coin and bill. When you pay bills, send love and gratitude with your payments instead of resentment and resistance. This practice transforms money from something that leaves you into something that circulates through you with love. Keep an abundance journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each day related to prosperity and abundance. These might be financial blessings, opportunities that appeared, compliments you received, or simply the abundance of beauty, love, and joy in your life. Writing these appreciations helps anchor the energy of gratitude in your consciousness. In the evening, create a prosperity visualization practice. Spend 10 to 15 minutes before bed, imagining your life as financially abundant as you desire it to be. See yourself living in the home of your dreams, doing work that fulfills you, having plenty of money for everything you need and want. Feel the emotions you would feel if this abundant life was already your reality. Make this visualization as vivid and detailed as possible. What does your abundant life look like? How does it feel? What are you wearing? Where are you living? What are you doing with your time? Who are you helping with your abundance? The more real you can make this vision feel, the more powerfully it will magnetize those experiences into your actual life. As you visualize, speak to the universe as if you're placing an order with a loving cosmic delivery service. Thank you for my beautiful, abundant life. Thank you for the money that flows to me easily and naturally. Thank you for all the opportunities to prosper and serve. I'm so grateful for my wealthy, joyful life. Feel genuine appreciation for these blessings as if they're already on their way to you, because they are. Throughout the week, practice what I call acting as if. This doesn't mean spending money you don't have or pretending your current financial situation doesn't exist. It means carrying yourself with the confidence and grace of someone who expects abundance. It means making decisions from love rather than fear. It means treating yourself and others as if prosperity is normal and natural. When you walk into a store, walk with the energy of someone who can afford whatever they need. When you have conversations about money, speak with the confidence of someone who trusts their financial future. When opportunities arise, respond with the openness of someone who expects good things to happen to them. Create what I call abundance anchors throughout your day. Specific moments when you consciously connect with prosperity energy. You might touch your heart every time you see money and say, I am abundant. You might smile and say, thank you, universe, every time you receive anything, from a text message to a free sample. You might take a prosperity breath every time you hear cash register sounds or see the numbers on a clock. These abundance anchors help you stay connected to prosperity consciousness even when you're busy with daily activities. They're like gentle reminders throughout your day to return to the energy of abundance, to remember your worthiness, to open your heart to receive. Make time this week for at least one act of financial self-care. This might be organizing your bills with love instead of dread. It might be researching investment options with excitement about your growing wealth. It might be treating yourself to something small but meaningful within your current budget. The key is to approach this financial activity with love and appreciation rather than stress and resistance. If you notice yourself slipping into worry or scarcity thinking during the day, gently redirect your attention to one of these abundance practices. Don't judge yourself for having fearful thoughts. Just lovingly guide your mind back to prosperity consciousness. Each time you make this choice, you're strengthening your abundance muscles and making it easier to stay in prosperity energy. These daily practices work because they keep you vibrating at the frequency of abundance rather than the frequency of lack. They train your nervous system to feel safe with prosperity, your mind to expect good things, your heart to stay open to receive. They're simple, but they're also profoundly transformative when practiced with consistency and love. As you establish these abundance practices this week, be patient with yourself. Some days the practices will feel natural and joyful, and other days they might feel forced or difficult. This is all part of the process. What matters is that you keep showing up, keep choosing abundance over scarcity, keep aligning yourself with the prosperity that's your birthright. These practices are gifts you give yourself, investments in your abundant future. declarations of your worthiness to receive all the blessings life has to offer. They're also gifts you give to everyone whose life you touch, because when you embody abundance consciousness, you give others permission to do the same. As you move through your week with these abundance practices guiding your days, you're going to start noticing shifts in how you feel, how you think, and how you show up in the world. You're going to start feeling more prosperous, more confident, more open to the infinite possibilities that surround you. And as your inner world transforms, your outer world will begin to reflect that transformation in beautiful, abundant ways. Your daily abundance practices are like love letters to the universe, telling it exactly what kind of energy you want to live in, exactly what kind of life you're ready to receive. And the universe, in its infinite love and wisdom, is already beginning to deliver exactly what you're asking for. Now let's talk about something that bridges the gap between your inner abundance work and your outer financial reality, aligning your everyday actions with abundance energy. This isn't about taking massive, dramatic steps or completely overhauling your life overnight. It's about making conscious choices, both big and small, that signal to the universe and to your own subconscious mind that you truly believe in your prosperous future. When you make decisions from abundance rather than fear, you create a powerful shift in your energy that ripples out into every area of your life. The universe responds to the energy behind your actions, not just the actions themselves. When you choose from love, trust, and abundance consciousness, you invite more experiences that match that energy into your life. One of the most important ways to align with abundance energy is in how you handle the money you currently have. This doesn't mean you need to have a lot of money to do this work. Even if you're working with very limited resources, you can still treat whatever money you have with love, respect, and appreciation. When you pay bills, instead of feeling resentful or anxious, try approaching bill paying as an act of gratitude and circulation. As you write checks or make online payments, mentally thank the companies that provide you with electricity, water, phone service, housing. Appreciate the services you're receiving in exchange for your money. Feel grateful that you have the resources to pay for these necessities. This shift in energy around bill paying can be transformative. Instead of money being something that disappears and leaves you with less, it becomes something that circulates through your life to create comfort, convenience, and connection. You start to see yourself as part of a beautiful flow of abundance rather than someone who struggles to hold on to scarce resources. When you make purchases, no matter how small, make them from abundance consciousness rather than scarcity fear. This means buying things because they add value to your life, not because they're the cheapest option available. It means investing in quality when possible, rather than always choosing the least expensive choice out of fear. This doesn't mean spending money carelessly or buying things you can't afford. It means making conscious choices that reflect your belief in your abundant future. Maybe it's buying the organic vegetables that cost a little more because you value your health. Maybe it's investing in a course or book that could help you grow personally or professionally. Maybe it's choosing the gift that feels right for a loved one rather than the one that costs the least. When you make financial decisions from abundance rather than scarcity, you send a powerful message to your subconscious mind that you expect to have plenty of money. You also send a message to the universe that you value yourself and trust in your continued prosperity. These messages come back to you as increased income, unexpected money, and greater opportunities for financial growth. Another way to align with abundance energy is in how you speak about money, both to yourself and to others. Pay attention to the words you use when discussing your finances. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," Try saying, I'm choosing not to spend money on that right now. This subtle shift moves you from powerlessness to empowerment, from lack to choice. Instead of complaining about expenses, practice appreciating the ability to pay for things. Instead of saying money is so tight, try saying, I'm being very conscious about my spending right now. Instead of I'm so broke, try I'm in a rebuilding phase with my finances. These small changes in language create big changes in how you feel about money and how money responds to you. How you organize and care for your money also sends powerful signals about your relationship with abundance. If your wallet is messy and disorganized, if your bills are scattered around your house, if your bank statements are ignored and unopened, you're telling the universe that you don't really value or pay attention to money. Take time this week to organize your financial life with love and attention. Clean out your wallet and arrange your money neatly. Create a special place for your bills and important financial documents. Set up a simple system for tracking your income and expenses. These actions tell the universe that you respect money and are ready to receive more of it. Consider the energy of your financial goals and how you approach them. Are you working toward financial objectives from fear and desperation, or from excitement and anticipation? Are you trying to escape poverty, or are you moving toward prosperity? The energy behind your financial goals matters enormously in determining how quickly and easily you'll achieve them. Instead of setting goals like, I need to get out of debt because I'm drowning in bills, try reframing them as, I'm creating financial freedom because I deserve peace and abundance. Instead of, I have to make more money or I'll lose my house, try, I'm increasing my income because I love providing beautiful shelter for myself and my family. This shift from moving away from what you don't want to moving toward what you do want creates a completely different energy around your financial objectives. You start working toward your goals with joy and anticipation rather than fear and desperation. You start taking inspired action rather than frantic action. The way you dress and present yourself to the world also affects your abundance energy. This doesn't mean you need expensive clothes or accessories to attract wealth. It means taking care of yourself and presenting yourself in a way that reflects your inner worth and your belief in your prosperous future. When you dress with care and attention, when you stand tall and speak with confidence, when you treat yourself as someone valuable and important, you signal to the world that you see yourself as worthy of good things. People respond to this energy by treating you with greater respect and offering you better opportunities. Your physical environment also influences your abundance energy. Creating beauty and order in your living and working spaces, even on a limited budget, helps you feel more prosperous and attracts more prosperity into your life. This might mean decluttering your home, adding some fresh flowers, organizing your workspace, or simply keeping your surroundings clean and welcoming. When you walk into a space that feels good, that reflects care and attention, you naturally feel more abundant. When others walk into such a space, they get the impression that someone successful and together lives or works there. These impressions create opportunities and connections that can lead to increased income and abundance. Pay attention to the small daily choices that either align you with abundance or with scarcity. Do you choose the parking spot closest to the building, claiming your right to convenience? Do you speak up in meetings, claiming your right to be heard? Do you ask for what you want in relationships and negotiations, claiming your right to receive? These small acts of claiming your worth and your place in the world are actually profound abundance practices. They train you to expect good treatment, to receive easily, to take up space confidently. They prepare you for the bigger abundance that's coming by helping you practice receiving and claiming on a smaller scale. As you align your actions with abundance energy this week, Notice how differently you feel about yourself and your financial future. Notice how people respond to you differently when you carry yourself with abundance consciousness. Notice how opportunities and possibilities that were invisible before start becoming apparent. This alignment between your inner abundance work and your outer actions is where real transformation happens. When your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions all point in the same direction, toward prosperity and abundance, you become an unstoppable force for financial transformation in your own life. Every choice you make this week is an opportunity to align with abundance or to reinforce scarcity. Choose abundance, beautiful soul. Choose to act as if your prosperity is inevitable, because it absolutely is. One of the most challenging aspects of manifesting abundance is learning to trust the timing of the universe and staying open to how your prosperity might unfold. Your logical mind wants to know exactly when your financial breakthrough will happen and exactly how it will arrive. But the universe operates on divine timing, and abundance often comes in ways that are more creative, more surprising, and more perfect than anything your mind could have planned. Divine timing doesn't mean slow timing or delayed timing. It means perfect timing, the exact right moment when all the pieces align for your highest good. Sometimes what feels like a delay is actually the universe preparing you to receive even greater abundance than you originally asked for. Sometimes what seems like a setback is actually redirecting you toward an opportunity that will bring you more joy and prosperity than your original plan. The key to working with divine timing is learning to trust the process even when you can't see the whole picture. This means staying committed to your abundance practices, continuing to align your actions with prosperity consciousness, and keeping your heart open to receive, even when results don't appear as quickly as you'd like them to. Trust is like a muscle that gets stronger with practice. Every time you choose to believe that the universe is working on your behalf, even when circumstances suggest otherwise, you strengthen your trust muscle. Every time you look for evidence of abundance instead of evidence of lack, you build your faith in the process. Every time you stay positive in the face of financial challenges, you demonstrate your commitment to prosperity consciousness. This week, practice releasing your attachment to how your abundance should appear. Maybe you think your financial breakthrough will come through a raise at your current job, but the universe has an even better opportunity lined up through a completely different career path. Maybe you're expecting abundance to arrive through one particular source, but the universe wants to surprise you with multiple streams of income flowing into your life. The more specifically you define how abundance must show up, the more you limit the universe's ability to deliver something even better than what you've imagined. When you stay open to infinite possibilities, you allow the universe to be creative in how it blesses you. You allow abundance to flow through channels you never would have thought to consider. This doesn't mean you shouldn't have specific financial goals or that you shouldn't take concrete action toward those goals. It means holding your goals lightly with open hands rather than clenched fists. It means saying to the universe, "This is what I would love to receive," or something even better for my highest good. Sometimes abundance comes through unexpected windfalls, money you weren't expecting from sources you couldn't have predicted. Sometimes it comes through opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere, connections that lead to income, ideas that turn into profit. Sometimes abundance shows up as expenses that disappear, bills that get forgiven, or resources that become available just when you need them. Part of trusting divine timing is recognizing that your financial healing and growth happen in layers. You might not go from financial struggle to complete abundance overnight, but you can definitely move from struggle to greater ease, from stress to peace, from scarcity thinking to abundance consciousness. Each step forward prepares you for the next level of prosperity. Celebrate every sign of progress, no matter how small it might seem. If you find $1 on the street, celebrate it as evidence that money is flowing to you. If you get a small discount on something you need to buy, appreciate it as a gift from the universe. If you receive a compliment on your work, see it as confirmation that your value is being recognized. These small abundance experiences are preparing you to receive larger ones. During this week of abundance activation, you might notice what feel like tests of your commitment to prosperity consciousness. Old fears might surface more strongly than usual. Financial challenges that have been simmering might seem to intensify. This isn't a sign that the abundance work isn't working. It's often a sign that it's working so well that old patterns are being shaken loose. When challenges arise, instead of taking them as evidence that abundance isn't coming, see them as opportunities to demonstrate your new prosperity consciousness. This is your chance to respond to financial pressure with trust instead of fear, to make decisions from abundance instead of scarcity, to maintain your commitment to prosperity even when circumstances feel difficult. Stay alert and aware this week for signs that abundance is beginning to flow into your life. These signs might be subtle at first, synchronicities that point you toward opportunities, conversations that open new doors, ideas that spark excitement about potential income streams. The universe often sends small signals before delivering larger manifestations. Don't dismiss these small signs as coincidences. When you pay attention to and appreciate the early indicators of abundance, you encourage the universe to send bigger ones. When you notice and celebrate synchronicities, you invite more synchronicities into your life. When you act on inspired ideas quickly, you demonstrate your readiness to receive and co-create with the universe. Practice staying in a state of positive expectancy this week. This doesn't mean being attached to specific outcomes or timelines, but rather maintaining a general sense that good things are happening for you, that abundance is flowing toward you, that your prosperity is inevitable. This energy of positive expectancy is magnetic to opportunities and blessings. When you expect good things, you notice good things. When you expect abundance, you recognize abundance when it appears. When you expect opportunities, you're more likely to take action when opportunities present themselves. Your expectations don't create your reality, but they definitely influence what you perceive and how you respond to what's available to you. If you find yourself becoming impatient or doubtful about the timing of your abundance, gently remind yourself that the universe's schedule is often different from your schedule, but it's always perfect. What you're calling in is already on its way to you. Your job is to stay aligned with abundance energy and remain open to receive it however and whenever it chooses to arrive. Use this week to practice what I call abundant patience, a state of calm, confident waiting that's full of faith and expectation rather than anxiety and doubt. This is the patience of a gardener who has planted seeds and knows that with proper care and attention, those seeds will grow into a beautiful harvest in their own perfect timing. Sometimes the universe delivers abundance in ways that require you to step outside your comfort zone or take actions that feel scary but exciting. Stay open to growth opportunities that might initially feel challenging. The universe might be preparing to expand your capacity to receive by first expanding your willingness to stretch and grow. Your abundance is already en route to you, beautiful soul. It's traveling through the invisible dimensions of possibility and energy, gathering momentum and substance, preparing to manifest in your physical reality. Your job is simply to stay aligned with prosperity consciousness, to keep your heart open to receive, and to trust that divine timing always works in your favor. The wait is almost over. The abundance you've been calling in is closer than you think. Stay open, stay trusting, stay excited about the prosperity that's flowing into your life. The universe has heard your requests, and it's already saying yes in ways that will astound and delight you. As we come to the close of our time together this week, I want you to feel the profound shift that's already happening in your relationship with money and abundance. You've done such beautiful, important work by opening your heart to prosperity, by releasing old blocks, by aligning your energy with abundance consciousness. The seeds of wealth you've planted this week are already beginning to sprout, and the harvest that's coming is going to be more abundant than you can imagine. This week marks the beginning of a completely new financial story for you. The old story of struggle, worry, and scarcity is finished. You've honored it, you've learned from it, you've released it with love. Now you're stepping into a story of ease, flow, and abundance. This new story isn't just a nice idea or a hopeful wish. It's the truth of who you're becoming, the reality you're creating with every abundant thought, every prosperity affirmation, every action aligned with wealth consciousness. As you move forward from this week, carry with you the deep knowing that you are worthy of all the financial abundance life has to offer. Carry with you the understanding that money is simply energy, and like all energy, it flows naturally toward love, gratitude, and positive intention. Carry with you the trust that the universe is constantly working to support your prosperity in ways seen and unseen. Continue with the abundance practices we've established this week. Let them become as natural to you as brushing your teeth or breathing. These practices aren't just things you do. They're ways of being that keep you aligned with the prosperity that's your birthright. They're daily love letters to the abundant universe, daily declarations of your worthiness to receive. Remember that wealth consciousness is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when abundance feels natural and easy, and days when old fears try to creep back in. This is all part of the process. What matters is that you now have the tools and the understanding to consistently choose prosperity over scarcity, abundance over lack, trust over fear. You are not the same person who began this abundance journey with me. You've expanded your capacity to receive. You've released beliefs that were limiting your financial flow. You've opened your heart to possibilities you might not have been able to imagine before. You've remembered the truth of your divine worthiness and your natural right to prosper. The abundance that's flowing into your life now isn't just about money, though money will certainly be part of it. It's about living from overflow in every area. Overflow of love, creativity, opportunities, joy, and yes, financial resources. When you embody abundance consciousness, every aspect of your life becomes richer and more fulfilling. As you continue on this path of prosperity, be patient and gentle with yourself. Financial transformation takes time, and healing happens in layers. Celebrate every step forward, no matter how small. Appreciate every sign of progress, every synchronicity, every moment when you choose abundance over scarcity. These are all evidence that the work you're doing is real and powerful. Trust that the universe has heard every request you've made for greater financial abundance. Trust that your prosperity is already making its way to you through the invisible realms of possibility. Trust that every prayer, every affirmation, every moment of gratitude has been received and is being answered in ways that will exceed your expectations. Let me leave you with this final affirmation to carry in your heart. I am a beloved child of an abundant universe. Wealth flows to me naturally and easily. I receive all forms of prosperity with joy and gratitude. My abundant life blesses me and blesses everyone whose life I touch. I am grateful for the financial abundance that's already on its way to me. Feel these words settling into your heart like golden seeds, ready to grow into the most beautiful, abundant life you can imagine. You deserve this prosperity, dear one. You're worthy of this abundance. You're ready to receive all the financial blessings the universe has been preparing for you. Your wealthy, abundant life is no longer a distant dream. It's a present reality that's unfolding more beautifully with each passing day. The universe is conspiring to bless you abundantly, and all you need to do is keep your heart open to receive. Wealth is coming to you this week and every week for the rest of your abundant life. Trust this truth. Feel this truth. Live this truth. Your prosperity is inevitable, and it's going to be absolutely wonderful. You are so loved, so blessed, and so abundantly provided for. Go forth and claim the wealthy life that's rightfully yours. The universe is celebrating your willingness to receive, and I'm celebrating you too. Your abundant future starts now.